Okay, hello. We're here with a slightly different setup today because I had the brilliant idea of rearranging my entire office and I hate it, but we're stuck with it for today. Anyway, you're not here to hear about my office, you're here to hear my take, I hope, on Etsy's 2023 trends. In Etsy's defense, this is not a trend prediction report. They are simply reporting on what they've seen upticks in over the past year. So it's always looking back as opposed to looking forwards. Now, we're going to start with the colour of the year, and I know this always divides people because there's so many people that will say, it doesn't mean anything. I know it doesn't mean anything. I just like it. It's a bit of fun. Last year I really loved it because it was emerald green and I love green. So yeah, I was very happy. This year they've managed to improve on that, and I didn't think they could, but here's why. This year they've got not one but two colours of the year, and they are indigo blue and what did they call it? Was it honeycomb yellow? I know you won't believe this, but I genuinely did not plan this at all. I just like yellow, and you'll see in my previous videos I wear a lot of yellow, especially at this time of year when it is grim outside, and I just need colour to give me a bit of a dopamine hit, so that's why I chose this morning. But here's why I love these colours so much. You've got indigo blue and honeycomb yellow. Right now, a certain flag is looking very on trend. Whether that was purposeful or not, I approve. Even better than emerald green, which I didn't think you could trump, but you have. Well done, Etsy. Let's move on to the trends. Now, they've split them up into decor trends and style trends. And I think there's about 10 in each, so we're going to concentrate on the decor trends first. Okay, this is where we go to my laptop because I can't remember all of these things. I can't even remember what day it is. Okay, the first one is cozy vibes. Well, look at this. Jumpers, granny squares. I like the cozy vibes, and to be brutally honest, I think a lot of us are desperately craving comfort and cozy vibes because there's a whole lot of not cozy going on out in the world. So, and it's not a big stretch because we've, it's January as I make this. Winter, cold, cozy. So they're talking about things like chunky blankets, handmade quilts, pillar candles, I'm pretty sure they mentioned that recently, and soft textures making their way into our homes. Yes, they are. And I'm all here for it. The next trend, flipping over from cold and wintry and the need for cozy vibes, you've got desert icons. I mean, I'm from Wales, I wouldn't relate to that at all. Desert-inspired landscapes with earthy colours like pumice and what? I can't read. Are on the rise, along with speckled, textured ceramics that mimic the look and feel of both sandy shores and arid deserts. Now, if some of you are thinking that's not a trend, it's been around for a while, yes. Again, these are things that they have seen an uptick in over the past year. So it's important to note these may not be a trend in the year going forward. You kind of have to read through this and balance it up with the trends that you can see happening now and just kind of make an educated guess. Because honestly, I do think trend reports are just that, educated guesses. And this is not a prediction, this is a look back. Okay, the third one, we've got jewel-toned jungle, which is pretty much what you'd expect. Jungle with jewel tones. Equal parts whimsical and moody, jungle motifs like banana leaves, tree frogs and fern fronds. Yeah, bright, in your face, jungle aesthetic. Is that a thing? It probably is. Probably a jungle core, isn't there? I don't know. There's a core for everything. Put a pin in that one because we're going to come back to it. And then on the flip side to that, we have natural palette. We're seeing moss green. I'm a fan. I do love a bit of moss green. Soft blues, clay coloured reds, which is kind of linked to the desert thing. Basically colours, natural, earthy, neutral tones. Harvest Fest. In anticipation of spring and the farmer's market bounty that comes with it, cabbage, radish and string bean motifs, as well as cherries and citrus, are expected to pick up steam. The next one, versatile pet-centric designs. Oh, again with the pets, but for good reason. Obviously, during 2020 and 2021, many of us got pets. People are prioritising pampering their precious pets with architectural and aesthetic pet furniture. I can barely afford furniture for myself, let alone my pet, but okay, it's a thing. There's a 902% year-on-year increase in searches on Etsy containing cat tree natural wood. Those are the people who are desperately hoping that if they buy their cats a cat tree, that they will stop being little pickles and leave the rest of their furniture alone. They won't. They won't. They do it on purpose. They know what they're doing. You can buy them a cat tree if you want. I'm not saying cats are, but I'm also not saying that they're not. Moving on, marble marbles. I cannot wait until marble is no longer a trend. It's been around for ages. We get it. It's pretty swirly look. Marble is this year's bucket hat. And if you've been following me for some time, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say that. I'm not a fan. But it's still a trend apparently, so if you can incorporate that into your products, then way. Contemporary cabin aesthetics. I do wish they'd lay off the alliteration a little bit. Trendy cabin getaways have made their way into everyday decor, taking a nod from 70s inspired boho designs. Okay. Basically woody stuff. This one, the return of the room. I didn't know rooms went out of fashion, but apparently they're back in. Because working from home has become a long-term reality for many, open floor plans are less in vogue in favour of segmented spaces for work, sleep and play. Yeah, the return of the room, please. But I think this is basically still trying to push like the separating panels and stuff for people who live in studio apartments, flats, that kind of thing. People who have like a one room and kind of want to segment it off. Curtains also work with that. I used to live in a little attic flat that was basically a living room and bedroom in one, and I had a curtain. So, you know, just saying in case you make curtains. Metallic details. This is the last one in the decor bit. Not to be outdone by the nature-inspired neutrals, although they are king, metallic accents are also having a moment. Unless you include the little bits on my embroidery hoops, I have no metallic details. Chrome accent decor, iridescent vases, metal statement lighting and vintage glassware. How can glassware be metallic? You know what? I don't care. While tapping into a nostalgia for Y2K, don't me off. We don't need to encourage that. Let it die. Let's move on to the style trends. Okay, we've got outdoorsy and utilitarian. Despite the often unpredictable weather, I'm laughing because literally today I had to cancel a live stream that I had on my channel membership because the weather is causing havoc. Folks are still seeking to spend time outdoors. I'm not. Enlisting useful yet fashionable hiking inspired out. Hiking is trending is what they're saying. So any kind of style with regards to hiking and going out. Okay, next one. Category is ... dress codes. What does that mean? Events that traditionally might be formal black tie affairs have become an opportunity to create joyful and unexpected outfits. I wouldn't know. I don't go anywhere. If I can't wear my Udi to it, no thank you. Especially with the ever-growing trend of non-traditional weddings where invites might include a particular colour palette or motif, challenge to dress for a particular era like disco or to come as a walking work of art. I don't understand that trend. What is the trend? If anybody would like to study the trends report in more detail, it's up on the seller handbook on the Etsy website. You can go and try and make sense of it. I'm just reacting to it. The next one is motorcycle aesthetics. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit hungry, so the snark is starting to rise and I'm trying to bat it down because, you know, people worked on this and it's not nice of me to just be like, but still, I've just read the first line. This is going to annoy me. As somebody who was there for grunge in the 90s, the first time round, when Kurt Cobain was alive, this is going to get my hackles up. An outgrowth of the grungy and 90s punk trend. Racer jackets, bodycon looks and streamlined silhouettes inspired by biker culture and rock and roll took Paris Fashion Week by storm and are on the rise with consumers. Oh, Etsy, put the Vogue magazines down. If anybody was around for grunge, you will know that grunge became a fashionable thing, and that's when grunge died, because it was never meant to be a fashion. So keep it out of your trend reports. I'm not doing a great job at keeping the snark out. That's the new bucket hat. That's the new bucket hat. Or maybe this one is lingerie all day. Nope. Fashionistas are incorporating fluid silks, lovely lace, and textured trims into their everyday fashion looks. Well, they must live somewhere warm then. Edwardian garment lovers alike have found lingerie to be the perfect layering piece for any season. Layering with what? A duvet? No! Come on, Etsy, you're better than this. What's next? Cardigan comeback. Well done. You brought it back. You were losing me, but you brought it back. As shoppers continue to layer up, they're looking for versatile cardigan pieces that can be dressed up for a cute and trendy preppy look, or dressed down for an edgy grunge-inspired outfit. You are... Right, Etsy, the snark is out. You started it. New takes on the suit. Adjustable blazers. Adjustable blazers! Just buy one that fits. This is going to come as a bit of a shock to some of you, but I don't care about Fashion Week or fashion influencers, or indeed fashion. So this bit is boring me a little bit. Apparently new takes on the traditional suit are a thing. Do with that what you will. What's next? Okay, you have my attention. Edgy embroidery. Don't mess it up. An increasingly popular topic on social media, embroidery is getting a fresh update in 2023. It is? I missed the memo. Luckily, I have Etsy to tell me, so here we go. Consider tongue-in-cheek nods to the preppy origins of monogrammed bags and clothing, and try embroidery in unexpected places, like a sweatshirt collar or on denim jeans. Are you taking the... You said fresh update for 2023. This has been going on for the last couple of years, at least. That's why I didn't get the memo, because the memo was from 2 or 3 years in the past. Come on. But yeah, embroidery. Embroidery is my thing. Hand embroidery. Can we just all agree that hand embroidery and machine embroidery are two different things, completely unrelated to trends, but it needed to be said. And I have a feeling it won't be the last time I say that. My ears are burning. Who's talking about me? Okay, this one may help bring things back. Accessory stacking. Stacking rings have long been a staple, but now bracelets, necklaces and earrings are joining in on the fun. Minimalist gold necklaces of varying lengths and hoops. Huggies. What's a huggy? And studs that can accommodate multiple piercings are particularly enticing to buyers. I need to Google what a huggy is, because that sounds like a stuffed toy. Huggy jewelry? Because obviously you've got to be careful when you're searching for things on the internet. It looks like a hoop earring. All right, well, trending. Next one, dressing for the inner child. In the continued wave of Y2K 90s nostalgia, youthful aesthetics reminiscent of children's wear from the particular era are gaining steam. Bright colours, graphic jumpers and cutesy charms are of particular interest. We're seeing this trend across fashion categories, but especially in accessories, bags, jewellery and hair pieces. Etsy. Can we try and make the next trend report the one where we don't mention Y2K, 90s or grunge? You got off to such a good start with the colours. What happened? I think they're back on track. Shapeless silhouettes. An aesthetic that pairs comfort and androgyny. Some shoppers are seeking out billowy clothing, oversized button-ups and wide-leg trousers. Part art teacher, part gender fluid, grungy rebellion. Etsy, listen. This trend is emerging across the gender spectrum, of particular note with young men. Whatever, I don't care. Oversized accoutrements. Adding to the shapeless silhouettes trend, oversized accessories and details are having a moment too. Large bows, supersized bags, puffy sleeves, you've already mentioned that, and bubble hems are making a splash with shoppers. Oversized accessories. And that's it. I've just finished. Okay, well, I started off in such a good mood. What am I taking away from that? That I need to steer clear from the style trend part of the report for my sanity in future. Remember everyone, this was just for fun. This is not me saying that you need to incorporate any of these things into your products. I just fancied going through it, and to be honest with you, I didn't expect to feel quite so angry, but I do feel irrationally angry as soon as anybody mentions the 90s as being vintage or grunge in terms of fashion. I was there the first time, and it was very sort of, grunge was meant to be anti-fashion, so this is like everything Kurt Cobain stood against happening again. Poor bastard is probably spinning in his grave, and that, I think, is a good note to end on. If you like this sort of chaotic nonsense, then do stick around because I bring it to you every week in some form or another. Speaking of which, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.